Good afternoon, Greg. I just wanted to take this opportunity real quick to thank you again for having enough faith and trust in me to really drive home the point of cultural competency and why it's important in our new relationship with Society for New Americans, as well as create our initial handouts for our colleagues. So just wanted to thank you for that. The purpose of this meeting, of course, is to go through what will be discussed with our colleagues, as well as what will eventually be discussed with the Society for New Americans Board of Directors. So we'll start off with the horizontal conversation we're going to have with that I'm going to have with our colleagues, and really walk you through my thought process with the Cultural Competency 101 training handout and outline. So the purpose, of course, of this meeting with our colleagues is to educate the staff and understanding how to communicate and how to connect with people from all different backgrounds, from all different cultures. The way in which we do that is we really want to bring the understanding of what cultural competency is. So what we're going to be doing is really starting somebody off that really would have no idea what cultural competency is, and ensuring that they have those building blocks. They understand what cultural competency is, and they understand the importance that it holds for our organization, but more importantly, what it holds for the individual that is taking part in understanding what it is all about. So the first step, of course, of this training is to go through that. The second step is to really go through the building of a relationship with someone who doesn't necessarily speak our language or share our beliefs or share our culture whatsoever. And the driving force behind this is we really want to ensure that the staff understands what verbal cues we give off, if we can communicate, and for those that cannot communicate clearly enough for us to understand, how do we pick up on the nonverbal cues? We'll be learning all of the nonverbal cues, the verbal cues. We'll walk through a process in which we'll talk about some challenges that one might have if they cannot speak verbally with our language. And then the challenges that we'll soon face with the nonverbal cues and how to read them, how to pick up on them, and really how to become a very good communicator verbally and nonverbally. That is what we're going to learn in this training upcoming with our colleagues. The next item here is the importance of self-reflection. We can talk all day about where the differences are between cultures and the similarities, but only when you truly know where you come from can you really make a connection with those that are going to walk through and not have an understanding of what your culture is, how to communicate, some challenges that maybe you had that you can reflect on, what your beliefs are that you can reflect on, and kind of go through a process where we would understand our own personal self-reflection. And only really truly then do you really kind of gain an understanding of what challenges might lie ahead for those individuals that are going to be coming from different cultures. And the other item I wanted to talk about was things that make you go, one of my, I guess, more eye-opening experiences throughout this was when you go through your culture, you understand how to communicate, how to function, what's normal, what's not normal. And we wanted to really pull out some unique features about different cultures that maybe others may not be privy to. For instance, when we talk about distance, we talk about proxemics. You and I, our distance, we find to be normal. This is a normal conversation in our culture. But when you go into a different culture, you'll notice that the space between individuals discussing conversation, just normal conversation, is much closer. And to us, that would be abnormal, but to others, that would be normal. So we really want to educate um, the staff in understanding the differences, but also kind of get your thought process to say, I never thought of that way. Maybe that is, that is something I can keep an eye on. So we really want to try to engage your brain to start looking and immersing yourself into that different culture, and immersing yourself in saying, hey, if this person comes across me and they're doing this thing, I shouldn't take offense to this because this is part of their culture and this means this or this means that. So really engaging somebody into identifying what key culture they're looking at and how best to communicate via word or via nonverbal communication. So that's really where that is driving from. And the next and finally, the last thing that we're going to be discussing with the staff is the importance of being unbiased. What that means is we want to make sure that we're not pushing our beliefs or our culture or our thoughts into somebody else's head. We want to ensure that their culture is respected when they are speaking with us. We are not trying to push an agenda upon them. We are merely the anchor for which they can start to build a lasting lifetime impression of America, the culture in which they live, and really become a functional society member who will be able to have enough support to continue learning and continue thriving in our culture. So once again, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for the board of directors conversation. I will be discussing our current, really from the initial start point of our progress onto where we are currently today, and really ensuring that the board of directors has full understanding that we are completely ready, completely engaged, and completely committed to the understanding of successful, continued action with our immigrants that come through, of support. So we really want to make sure that they understand that we are the best choice for a partnership, and we will make sure that we exceed their level of confidence. So once again, Greg, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I hope to work on many more projects in the near future. Thank you.